here in Leeds. It is the usual Saturday in Leeds. It is the Pro-Palestine Protest March. And today is apparently a Nakba Day protest. Oh, we got a lot of guys in blue here. The PLO, protecting the PLO. And here is the leader of the PLO. And we're at the Library Gardens. The usual pro-genocide ladies are around. The ones that have redefined empathy to mean sympathy. I was going to say this looked quite busy, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I was expecting there was another hour before they were going to start. We've got a load of people in their yellow bibs. None of them are as yet wearing masks. In fact, where are the masks? Where are the masks today? There's very, very few. Israel, you are destroying children's right to life. You have made the Gaza Strip the most dangerous place in the world to be a child. Ceasefire now. Thank you.
Nice write-up. Jeremy.
I'm not sure it's Israel that have made it the most dangerous place, but I would say it probably is a dangerous place to live right now. Anywhere where there is a war going on is a dangerous place to live. Could be Ukraine, could be Sudan, could be Syria, could be other places throughout Africa. Could even be Israel, subject to rockets from the Houthis. But the thing that Israel does is it gives out warnings to its people, and its people follow those warnings and go to underground bunkers to keep themselves safe. And Hamas has a hell of a lot of underground tunnels and the equivalent of bunkers. And Israel tells everybody way in advance, hours in advance, both through social media and through dropping leaflets and through radio. Israel tell people exactly what is their target and tells people to get to safety, get away from those areas. And for some reason those people choose not to, and for some reason Hamas chooses not to allow these people into safe bunkers, which is somewhat strange if you come from a Western point of view, a Western perspective, much like a lot of these people do, that life is important. And life is much more important than death. But if you come from a different perspective, where you don't believe that, and where you may well believe that death is much more important than life, then you might follow this law. And you might do what Hamas does and use innocent civilians as shields. And you might prevent those people from getting to safety. You might also prevent them from getting food aid shipments. In order to be able to use propaganda that it's the other side that is starving them rather than their own leadership. An exceptionally good bench. Exceptionally good. These people are the diehards. The diehards who are left. To the memory of all those citizens of Leeds who served in the Great War 1914 to 1918. In particular, we remember with pride the soldiers of the Leeds Rifles and the Leeds Pals. I prayed to God to help me and he has answered my prayer, said Lance Corporal Sidney Hicks. Now, of course, the 1914 to 1918 war is very pertinent. Very pertinent to all of this stuff. Because the Ottoman Empire was on the side of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and all their other allies, and they were fighting against the British and the French and the Russians, and they lost, and the Ottoman Empire lost its empire, of which France and Britain then took over that whole area and took their mandates in order to split out the whole area. Let's just call the area Palestine. Instead of Arabia, let's call it Palestine. It's an area. I'm going to give them that. I'm going to give them the area of Palestine. It's a bit like calling somewhere Europe or South America. It's a geographic terminology for an area. You could call it the Levant. So let's accept that this area, Palestine, exists. That completely eradicates their chant from the river to the sea. Completely eradicates it, because the area is still Palestine. And has been since 1917. That area of Palestine has nation states. One of those nation states is Jordan, the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. One of them's Syria, one of them's Lebanon, one of them's Israel. And you've got Gaza. Is it part of Egypt? Is it part of Israel? Is it part of somewhere else? Is it its own nation? It could be. But Palestine from 1917 to 1948 was never just from the river to the sea. 70 to 80% of it is the other side of that river. So what the hell do they mean by from the river to the sea if they chant it, if it doesn't mean they want a genocide of all the people from Israel? They want to remove the nation of Israel. So what is the nation that they actually want? What do they want to call the nation? Because the area is Palestine. the concept of decolonization. If you're to take over a democratic country that is safe for everybody that's in it, unless they're being bombed, and everybody has equal rights there, and it is a huge proponent of diversity, equality and inclusion, and if you demand to remove such a nation by allowing 1 billion Arabs to take it over, which bit is colonization and which bit is decolonization? And I take you back to the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire that decolonized the whole area from the Turks and split it up into its own independent nations. Lebanon, Syria, Israel, Jordan. I don't know about the Sinai. The Sinai Peninsula, was that part of the Ottoman Empire? And Egypt. So you might be able to add Egypt in there. If you build a bunch of independent nations in an area, that is called decolonization. Away from the Ottomans. The Ottoman Empire was colonization, which was Muslim. So the whole concept of free Palestine, depending on how they define it, I get the feeling they're trying to define it as its own nation, its own state. But that makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense from a historic basis whatsoever. Decolonization makes no sense whatsoever. And all that they're doing is demanding a genocide, demanding the annihilation of a state and its peoples, which is exactly what we know would happen because it's in the charter of such statements are in the charters of various peoples, various political parties, and they are the history of this area. It is very small. It is one of the smallest, most irrelevant. Some guy in a mask behind me that keeps saying Gary Lineker. I have no idea what he's on about. Nice little terrorist sign of the triangle there. Hello there, Mr. Racist.
You got a piece of shit.
Yep. You showed me that the other week, Simon. Yes. Yeah, Israel is right. Yes. The rest of the people there are neo-Nazis, including yourself. But
what do you get out of doing this?
I bring information to the people.
Which people?
Whoever's watching. I bring information to them on what it is that you're doing, and I decipher for them what it is actually that is being chanted. What is it that people are demanding on these marches? Which is genocide of the Israelis and annihilation of Israel, which is the lowest level of humanity you can imagine, really.
So that's what you're doing?
It is, yeah.
This goes to Mossad, does it?
No, it goes to the UK. I don't care who watches it. Where does your shit go to?
Well, it goes nowhere, that's the problem.
No, it doesn't. It goes on my videos. So that Mossad can see it, Simon. They can target you. Because you're one of the pro-genociders. You don't realise how dangerous you are. See, the most dangerous people are the moderates. I'll put that in quotes. The moderates are the most dangerous because they give the radicals their base for doing and saying and acting in the way that they do. They don't understand the chants. They think that they are emotional chants. They don't think about the implications of what they're saying. They don't consider any of these aspects. They redefine empathy as sympathy, and everybody has sympathy for the innocent people who are caught up in this. Although it's impossible to define who is innocent. If we take it back to World War II, that's the biggest and best example.
From the sea to the river!
If we take things back to World War II, we didn't call Nazi Germany except for the innocent people of Germany. We called it Nazi Germany. In exactly the same way that everybody called Britain Imperial Britain and Russia Imperial Russia. Those are true histories. And the true history in relation to Gaza is Hamas. Since 2006, 19 years without any elections, 19 years of a terrorist political organisation holding total sway over a people, developing a culture of hate of a people through an education system which absolutely detests and hates everybody and everything Jewish, including the whole Israeli state. And they introduced payments to kill Israelis. Pay to slay, I believe it's called. If these people slay Jews and Israelis, they get paid a hell of a lot of money by Hamas, by Fatah.
Hannibal Directive.
Hello. Nakba. Yeah, none of them know what the Nakba actually means. And none of them are promoting anything to do with the Nakba, considering it's a Nakba day. There's no chants about Nakba. Are you seeing them moving this stuff?
What's that?
All these safety barriers are all being moved, so they're no longer safety barriers for when they've gone across.
This is it.
What is what?
Last week they had it,
Yeah.
and the stewards, we had a word with them, and they said they were putting them back as they were going, and they did in fairness to them. So we'll see what happens.
And if they don't, what will you do about it? Out or out?
What's that?
What will you do about it if they don't?
Well, at the minute it's not a great deal they can do, is there?
Well, I mean, there would have been if you just said, hey, leave those alone. You can walk around them. They're not in your way. They ended up moving some of them last week into the middle of this road, which actually prevented cars coming past.
I didn't see that personally.
We got that on video as well, yeah. So we'll see if they put them back. They were there for a reason, those things. Wow. So far, they've all walked past. Not done anything with the bollards, except move them out of the way. And the police didn't want to do anything about it. So all these bollards that were here that were to prevent turning right here, that were to prevent cars from coming up this road, have now been removed. I don't know what the bollards were there for, but they were clearly there for a purpose. Alright guys, those bollards in the middle of the road, the ones that were in the middle of the road for a reason, they were all moved by this lot, and I've no idea what the reason is why the bollards were there.
Down to highways.
It's down to highways if your people watch them actually moving stuff for safety reasons and do nothing.
I didn't see the movement then.
I know, I was talking to your two mates. I know you weren't there. I'm just highlighting that they have moved stuff which might make things dangerous. They're probably there for a reason. Yeah, not interested. Why is nobody interested in doing their job? Now, I know they would say it's not their job. Well, their job is to maintain safety. And they have just allowed these people to remove stuff which is allegedly there for safety. Which means, it must mean that it's not safe now, in some way. So this is Briggate. The bottom of Briggate. And we've also got a refugees assembly. Now, refugees is different from immigrants though. Fair housing for everyone. Does that include the indigenous people who can't get housing either? Come on. There's a problem here. We have a problem here called too many migrants. why the refugee lot are happy with this lot. They want open borders, just like this lot do. Just like these Palestinians do.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome Refugees are welcome here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Refugees are welcome here. So we are campaigning for fair housing.
How's everyone in the UK?
Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Palestine will be free. So, why are we here today? We have some wonderful children, the next generation of children. They are fighting for their lives. Yes. So we believe every child deserves a safe place to sleep. Everyone say safe? Safe. Place? Safe. To sleep. Now, at the moment, Leeds City Council, with all due respect, are choosing to house special needs children on high rises. So, now, we're saying no to special needs children being on high rises. We are campaigning for fair housing. It's called In the Name of, ever said love? No, Yorkshire, love? In the name of love. What are we campaigning for? Fair housing. A lot of refugees see discrimination in the housing market. Shame. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Free Palestine, yeah. We need justice in Palestine. Stop the bombings. Israel, stop the bombings of children. Free Palestine. One love. Palestine will be free.
I do wonder how many of these rich, old, middle class white folk would open their doors to give nice housing, fair housing to a family from overseas. See, the problem that we got, fair housing for everyone. The reason why we have a crisis in housing in Britain is because of the number of extra people who have been allowed to flow into our country. It's one of the reasons. Another reason is the past 30 or 40 years of absolutely woke, ridiculous political policies put in place that have meant the British people have lost all connection with hard work and merit and opportunity, taking opportunities. And what we seem to have is a bunch of people who can't be asked to do anything, just want to sit on their backsides and be given stuff for nothing. And I'm not saying that this is this people, but I sure don't know how many of these people are actually refugees versus how many are asylum seekers, because that's two totally different things. And I don't know how many of them are economic migrants who have merely claimed asylum and trying to claim refugee status. But if we've got so many coming into our country through both legal and illegal migration, alongside refugees, alongside all the people in the country that are currently living in squats and squalor, like the bunch of idiots over in Manchester who have basically got no future because they're valueless and worthless. There's a reason why we do not have enough housing for people here in the UK. And the more people that come in through net migration, irrespective which method it is, the less housing is available per person that needs housing. And so if you're going to produce housing, you end up producing high-rise blocks and towers.
Free the hostages! Free the hostages! Free the hostages! Free the hostages! hostages! Free the hostages!
What about all the Palestinians held in jail? They're also hostages.
There's a different message. Free the sausages! Free the sausages! Free the sausages!
Next time, keep your mouth shut.
That wasn't. Hey, it's called freedom of speech, buddy. You see, this is where it's gone wrong. Where it's gone wrong is these people do not like that anybody might have an opinion against what they're saying. And they demand, it's like Zionists off our streets is one of their chants. Anybody that has a different point of view, that may be patriotic to an alternative, that may have a reason for not being pro-Palestine and for wanting the Palestinians to change their ways from a hate-filled culture to one that is completely different. But these people cannot accept it. They cannot accept that. I found a molly.
It's what they're putting in, isn't it?
Yeah,
The chemicals, the
mass manufacturing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the man from Del Monte.
I shall leave Hayden to chat to Pat. So I do wonder what solution these pro-refugee housing people have for resolving our housing crisis. Oh, look who it is. He's rolled up his trousers. It's Gangster Spider-Man. Wonder how much he's been drinking today. Himself some nice orange dark glasses. So he's clearly just arrived and decided he's going to leave the whole thing. You told me
today's no crop of that. I'll punch your head in.
Hey,
I'll punch your head clean in.
Hey,
I'll punch your head clean in, mush.
Really?
I'll punch your head in, yeah.
Really? I think you should get away from my personal space.
Punch your head clean.
Mr. Gangster Spider-Man.
Who did this last time?
Hey, you chose it. You're the one that's just abused children. You got a problem, buddy.
Get away. Fuck you, hoodie bastard! child killing motherfucker shut your mum. Full of effect to the north, to the east, south to the west. They called your mum. They slag. Full of effect. Fuck off you. Horrible. Touch me again.
Hey, stop getting in my space. Stop getting in my space.
He touched me. He told us.
I'll back you up all right. Keep walking. I'm willing to look, mate.
There goes Gangster Spider-Man. He's a very aggressive man, a very emotional, alcohol-filled man.
Yeah, he's drugs right?
But he's gone. Thanks for that, Pat. Thank you. And they're all moaning. Pardon?
I reported him to the police.
Thank you very much.
I seen him using hands with you.
He abused young children down there
Yeah, I know,
who
he
probably
said,
didn't even
he
speak
forced
English.
them to say free Palestine.
And they didn't say it, and maybe they didn't even understand what he was
That's true,
saying.
that's
I
true.
mean,
We are
and
not
then
like that. We are
effing
not like
and
that.
blinding. It
We are
was
not like
madness.
that. All right,
I'm
man.
glad. Thank you very much.
Always, man.
Thank you. Well, there's always a nutter somewhere, isn't there? Especially an alcohol-fueled one. He stank of beer. Not the best Muslim. Then again, maybe he's an apostate.